While you may think of the cloud simply as a place to store pictures and files, what if I told you that it could soon be the default means to access the Windows operating system? We'll cover why Microsoft is aiming to migrate Windows fully to the cloud as we sit down and sync up with Rocket IT's weekly technology update. Hello everyone, I'm Chris Swinson, Technology Insider here at Rocket IT, and welcome to Sync Up, your new home for trending technology news. For over a year and a half, Microsoft has sought to purchase one of the largest video game publishers in the world, Activision Blizzard. But like any major acquisition that threatens the balance of an entire industry, Microsoft has faced many roadblocks along the way. Now, you might be wondering what Microsoft's attempt to purchase a video game publisher has to do with Windows. Well, throughout the legal process, the Federal Trade Commission has requested various pieces of information from Microsoft to ensure the purchase makes sense. Most recently, one of those requested items was an internal presentation simply titled State of the Business. Along with the inclusion of Microsoft's overall gaming strategy, this slide deck covers how Microsoft plans to build onto Windows 365, which currently grants the ability to stream a full version of Windows to any device that's connected to Microsoft's cloud service. As of now, Windows 365 is limited to businesses, but it looks like a change could soon be on the horizon. With the launch of Windows 11, Microsoft has slowly begun to integrate more cloud functions into its operating system. Couple this with the news that Microsoft is developing its own line of silicone chips, and it becomes easy to see that Microsoft is laying the groundwork to present its customers with the hardware to take advantage of its upcoming cloud offerings. But why would Microsoft choose to invest in a cloud version of Windows now? For that answer, let's quickly reflect on Microsoft's footprint in gaming. Gaming can be expensive. Consoles typically cost around $500, and AAA titles are priced at $70. For many people, that's simply too much of an investment. Rather than forcing people to purchase a physical console and games, Microsoft launched a game streaming service back in 2020. In turn, phones and PCs that were once unable to run resource-intensive games can now stream that content via Microsoft's Xbox Cloud app. While the service does have some minor hiccups, it's received an overwhelming amount of positive feedback from the gaming community. Now, it looks like Microsoft is hoping to apply that same model to Windows. Rather than being forced to upgrade your hardware with each new iteration of Windows, this could serve as an alternative. Now, obviously, there's going to be some pros and cons to this model. Microsoft's cloud version of Windows will likely grant the ability to access a workspace from any location with nearly any laptop, PC, or even Mac. It will also allow businesses to quickly scale their computing resources to fit their needs. For example, if an organization temporarily needs a super powerful PC for some design work but doesn't want to invest in the hardware, a cloud version of the desktop could be a viable solution. On the other hand, like any cloud solution, users of the platform are going to need a very stable and reliable internet connection. Also, while the upfront cost of Microsoft's Windows 365 is lower than that of purchasing new hardware, it's a subscription-based model, so you'll likely end up paying more for Microsoft's cloud solution in the long run. That said, to determine if Microsoft's current or future iterations of Windows 365 are the right fit for your business, you'll ultimately need to determine if you find value in its flexibility and if it will work well in your current ecosystem. Should you need help in your decision-making process, contact Rocket IT using the link in this video's description. And to stay up to date on trending technology news, hit that subscribe button and the bell to catch us on next week's episode of Sync Up with Rocket IT.